You see Max. That means that he's demoing today. And we have a fun news show demo.
It's news show, it's news show. Why is it called news show? Nobody knows. It's news show.
This is October 12th workout in our online training program. 4-time, 7 wall walks, 100-foot handstand walk in 25-foot increments, 5 wall walks, 75-foot handstand walk, 3 wall walks, and then a 50-foot handstand walk to finish. There is a 10-minute time cap, but I think they will all finish it underneath the time cap. If you can't, make sure that you hold to the time cap. Again, this is October 12th workout, and I just want to mention one more time that beautiful big bear right there is about to do wall walks and handstand walks with the other coaches, Mike and Mia. So we're gonna let them warm up, and then we'll get back to it. As you can see, this is Mia's warm-up, which is a very technically sound warm-up. Sitting here, dwelling on the fact that she's gonna have to handstand walk 100 and something feet, 225 feet. That's a lot of handstand walking, but she's ready. Mia, I have some answers. Mia has a question first.
How are we gonna handle no reps on the wall walks?
I'm going to be the judge as you guys go, so I will try to talk over the workout and judge you. Who do you think is going to get no reps?
Max.
Okay, I'll watch Max do a few. Let's actually watch Mike's technique here. That's pretty fast. So you can see he kind of pushes the butt back first. 4 steps in, 3 steps out. I think it's pretty efficient. We'll see if he can hold that after he's doing a few sets of handstand walks.
Ask Max what flavor Gatorade you got.
Hey, Max, how's that Gatorade?
I hate these dirty rats. They changed the workout on me.
No, this was the workout.
I cherry-picked this workout as 5-3-1 wall walks. Now it's 7-5-3 and lower handstand walks. So they took my advantage way to catch me naked on camera.
Can I ask you a question? How did it feel holding the cardboard as you were holding the mic there? Was that comfortable?
Very professional, top-notch. Do you need
All
a real
right.
strategy?
No, I do. We're going to start with strategy. So obviously, yes, the wall walks have increased, but I think this is appropriate for what you've seen in the open. I mean, it's way less. So
what I saw in the open. Remember, I didn't do the open.
Yes. What is your strategy?
The wall walks are a lot for me. I'll be honest with them. I didn't practice them a lot in training. I've done 1 Metcon with them, so I think I'm going to try practicing 5 or 6 steps back that are really quick, just so I'm not balancing on one hand for a long period of time. 3 up and just kind of go smooth there and not get caught into their pace because I think they're more practiced. And then I'll try to race and catch up on the handstand walk and see if I can endure.
Yeah, Max's handstand walk's actually pretty fast, and he is very enduring. Mia, we actually have to get a real strategy now.
So I would like to push the pace on the wall walks, at least to start. I'm not gonna sprint them, but just a little faster than Max. And then after that, I'm gonna try to pull back my competitiveness. Maybe that'll change in the workout, but I've been working on stacking my hips in my handstand walk, so I'm gonna see if I can implement that under fatigue. So that'll be my focus for the workout.
All right, and then last but not least, another big bear, the Mike McG. Mike,
hey,
while you do that, give us a strategy.
My strategy is that we're gonna buy a sled and put a cardboard box on it and write the word pace, so we can say that we're pushing the pace.
Oh, I like it. Give me more, please.
Okay.
Give me more.
Give me a line.
Oh, sorry.
Why? We gotta get up. Can you lay there for a little bit longer, please? Please.
My strategy. I'm gonna go as hard as I can today.
I noticed that you were doing the 4 in, 3 out. Is that your normal strategy?
I don't
With the wall walk?
I don't count my hands. I don't think I'm that good at the movement yet. I just do what feels efficient.
All right. Well, I am going to be the judge plus the person that talks like Max normally is. So I'm giving no reps today, Max, just so you know.
You have to hold that.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable too.
I don't ever get no reps. I never get no reps.
He never gets no reps because everyone's scared.
We should leave it up to the YouTube. The YouTube commenters need to be our judges because it's just the 3 of us.
All right, fair enough.
We can't
I hope there are a ton of trolls on YouTube so that we get some no reps. All right, my friends, they're ready to rock and roll. They're going to keep the open standard here. So as you can see, just real quick before they start, they have their lines marked off. They have the line against the wall marked off, and they're going to start facing the wall. So here we go. I'm going to get this clock started. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, go. So this workout has 15 wall walks and then 225 feet of handstand walking. You're upside down basically the entire time. So this really does come down to shoulder endurance. Max hasn't been doing a ton of CrossFit style work, so I assume that he's gonna try to start out a little bit slower than both Mike and Mia. You can see Mike right now, he's got a really fast cadence and he's keeping the same tempo across and the same basically style where he's rocking his butt back. He's taking 4 steps back, 3 steps forward. Mia's doing the same thing. Max has a couple, and he actually mentioned this in the warm-up video, his strategy. He's doing a couple small steps to start, and then he's kind of just taking his time getting back to it. The one problem with taking your time coming back is there's more time under tension and your shoulders can blow up. So you just got to keep that in mind. So 46 seconds, 45 seconds for Mike and Mia to finish their 7, which is pretty good. I'd say about 5 seconds per rep is like elite. So they were a little bit slower than that. Max was at 56 seconds. So let's see how fast his transition was. Mike and Mia both kicked up in the handstand walk around the same time. You can just see the difference in speed. Mike's a little bit faster in his handstand walk, which we've talked about before in some of the throwdown videos. And now you can see, so Max's transition was about 10 seconds, but his handstand walk's pretty fast. And I think this is where he can make up a ton of time against Mia. His wall walks will continue to be slower even with the 5s and 3s, but his actual handstand walking speed is a lot faster. It just comes down to how fast he can transition from one 25-foot segment to the next. All right, so Mia now is done with her first 50 feet. She has 50 feet to go. One thing that I would just point out is she's got to be really careful with getting that second hand down, because that's where, I mean, if it's 25 feet unbroken and you obviously get a no rep at the line, that really hurts. And I've done that in a competition before where I was in the lead and I ended up probably in 8th or 9th place because at 25 feet was a no rep. About the same transition time for both Max and Mia on that one. So again, I think their handstand walks are pretty similar. Yeah, it has to be 25 feet unbroken. Yeah, so Mike just asked, is it 25 feet unbroken? That is correct. It has to be unbroken for this. So Mike's back at 2 minutes to the wall walks. He has 5. I think this is the hardest set. So if you looked over at Mike right now, by far the most challenging set of the wall walks, because even though he's only doing 5, you just finished 100 foot of handstand walking. Really tough to get back up and move quickly. As you can see, he did 2 fast. Takes a little bit of a break. Now he's starting his 3rd. But that's a really good lead ahead of where Max and Mia both are. So you can also see Max is back, and he started his handstand walk about 20 seconds slower or later than Mia. But again, it's just handstand walk speed. So there's some separators here. The handstand walk is definitely the major separator in the earlier sets, just because there's, I mean, 100 feet, you can make up 30, 40 seconds depending on how fast you are. If you watch someone like Noah do this, he'd be flying through it versus maybe Max or something like that. So Mike is back. That set was probably about 35 seconds for 5, so that's about 7 seconds per rep. That's really, really good. Really solid. Hey, Kyle Habdo, Brandy, Kyle, Lube over there. They just finished a 12-minute AMRAP from the design. Whoa, Mike. Whoa, Mike. Kicks up, has a little bobble. But again, he only has 75 feet on this set, so I think he'll be okay. One thing I would point out, too, is if you're not great at handstand walking, you really got to think about this as like, can I manage the 25 feet unbroken? So if you have to take longer rest breaks in between, then make sure that you do that. With somebody like Mike, he's able to kick up a little bit sooner and kind of just take those risks. So it comes down to, is it a training session or are you testing? If you're testing this, maybe you take some risks. If you're training, make sure that you're continuing to work on handstand walk technique. So Mia kicks up again. You can see the shoulder fatigue already. This catches up really fast. Even though it's a short workout or really fast turnover, the wall walks play a huge role, and they've already all done 12 wall walks, which if you did the open workout, you know what 12 wall walks feels like. So Max kicks up after about a 25-second transition, but that was a really good transition for just doing this workout where it's all shoulders. And again, he's doing his 25 feet in maybe 15 or 17 seconds, which is pretty fast after doing all those wall walks. All right, so Mia and Max have both done 25 feet. Mike is now done with his 75 feet. So he's going back. He has 3 wall walks, and then he has a 50-foot handstand walk to finish. But he's in a pretty good spot. Obviously, he's ahead by, maybe 45 seconds to a minute now compared to where they are. All right, so Max and Mia both kick up at the same time. Again, you can see just Max's overall, his what I would call just stride length with his arms is a little bit faster, and then his turnover, his ability to kind of like get his feet past his hands. While it's not as technically sound as Mia's handstand walk, it's just a little bit faster. So those are the things that you have to think about in your training and then also in performance. Where is the line between being technically sound and just quote unquote efficient. And sometimes efficiency doesn't necessarily mean being technically perfect the way that maybe a gymnast would stack or something like that. And maybe it's just being really efficient in that you can go fast and not get tired. So that's kind of the way that I would look at this is Max is just a little bit better at getting or moving his hands. So now Max has done it 5 minutes. He has 3 wall walks, 50 feet to go. Mike has finished his wall walks. He has 50 feet, so that's just down and back for Mike. But again, you got to keep in mind, he has to do these unbroken. So he took a little bit of a break there before he kicked up to make sure he could do that. And the one thing I would point out now is Mia's cadence is a little bit faster. She knows that she has to get up and go to be able to keep up with Max. Max has to take a break here on his second. Mia is on her second, so now they're both on their last one. Let's see if we can finish this out. All right, Mia starts her last one first. She gets back. As long as she gets all the way through, good rep. All right, she's on with 50 feet. Max is going to be right behind her here. This is going to be close. And then you can see Mike over in the corner. He is finishing up his last 25 feet. All right, so 5:50 on the clock. Let's see how long this last 50 feet of handstand walking. This, again, the handstand walking is just such a big separator. If you can kick up right away and go, especially under fatigue and like sprint, there's a huge advantage here, especially if this was a race. So Mia kicked up probably about 3 or 4 seconds behind, or in front of Max, excuse me. But you can see Max was able, again, to move. I know that's kind of been the theme, but when you're looking at workouts like this, if this ever came out or this was an open workout and there was handstand walking mixed with wall walks, still the big separator is going to be the handstand walking, being efficient there. Obviously, it all plays a role because you have to have good shoulder endurance, good positions on the wall walks, but you can make up a ton of time. So 25 feet left. Max versus Mia here. Mia kicks up first. Max right behind, but Max knows that his speed's a little bit faster, so let's see how it finishes out. Oh, this is going to be close. Max takes the lead. He gets through at 6:42. Mia at 6:45. Great job. Let's go talk to them. Let's talk to Mike first because he finished probably about a minute and a half ago. I heard you say triceps. What was the limitation?
Keeping my arms locked out on the handstand walk.
Yeah.
So like the wall walks were fine. They weren't a problem. But knowing it had to be 25 feet unbroken, I was losing control of my hands. So that was actually surprisingly way harder than I thought.
Is a 10-minute cap too aggressive?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's good. I think.
What's the percentage of people that will finish this?
What division?
Yeah, that's a good question. Would I finish this workout?
You would finish this probably 90 seconds faster than me.
Stop. All right, Mia. Where were the limitations? Where'd you feel good?
I felt good on the wall walks. I wish there were more of those, honestly. I felt like my positions just broke down on the handstand walks, and I wasn't able to keep like a good midline. So that just takes more out of my shoulders.
Shoulders, triceps, upper back. Where'd you feel like the most local fatigue?
Shoulders.
All right, let's see if Max felt the same way. I know you're happy right now. Go ahead and get a big smile. You paced it correctly.
I'm tired.
What'd you feel?
Dominance over me. She switched the workout and I still got it. No, that shit was really hard. I tried to keep up as early as I could. I lost a bunch of time in the 7s. By the time I got to the 5s and 3s, I felt like my triceps were gonna rip off the bone and I was gonna fall on my face. And so I kept like trying to rest on my knees and like, come on, recover. But it was good. I think that was as good as I could have done. I tried to ignore Mike, ignore my loss.
I noticed that, and maybe you were just doing it subconsciously, but you were watching her kick up first on the handstand walk and then you went. Were you planning that because you knew you were a little bit faster?
At the end, yeah, because I was actually I walked 25 and I got to that side close to her, but I was almost at like failure. Yeah. So I was like, okay, if I push it and I fall and she goes and finishes it after me, she'll win. But if we kick up at the same time and I can just maintain my pace a little faster than her, I'll win. So I just made the decision on the fly.
Yeah, I know this is just a training session for all those that are watching, but those are the little things that you can think about so that you learn how to race better, right? If I'm a little bit faster, maybe I can take a longer break and then kick up, but those are some risks you have to take. If you're not in the design and you want to do this workout, do it and then post your score down below. Even post a link. We'd love to see if anybody can beat Mike's time.
This also is my competition. I don't do the real ones. This is where I compete in CrossFit against these
so then see if you can beat Max's time as well. All right, guys, see ya.
It's news show. Why is it called news show? Nobody knows. It's news show.